Very, very bad news for Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been caught funneling donations supposedly for veterans to his own foundation. Trump portrays himself as the strong pro-military guy. He's all about the veterans, but veterans groups are not unanimously taken with Donald Trump. For example, the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America publicly rejected donations from Donald Trump, saying, quote, "We need strong policies from candidates, not to be used for political stunts." Trump didn't care, though. He went and he set up this donation website that specifically promises, quote, 100% of your donations will go directly to veterans' needs. And he actually used a decision he made to skip last week's debate on Fox News. You'll remember, Lewis, he said, "I'm holding a rally at the same time as that debate, which I'm skipping, and we're going to raise money for veterans." The website, when you go to it, where he's raising money for veterans, is a single page with stock photos and a credit card donation form. And it says 100% of your donations will go directly to veterans' needs. The problem is that that is a lie. The Weekly Standard got involved, did some math, and they realized that back in 2014, the Trump Foundation donated more money to the almost universally hated Citizens United Foundation than to veterans groups. So they said, wait a second, that's kind of weird. He says he's all about donating to veterans. Didn't really donate very much to veterans in the past. So then they looked more into last week's campaign. And indeed, if you look at the bottom of that campaign donation website for the veterans, it says, the Donald J. Trump Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. An email confirmation of your donation will be sent to the email address you provide. Okay, fine. So the money is going first to Trump's foundation, but then he could be donating it to veterans groups, right? I mean, he's probably able to do that. Well, then it's already a lie, because the donations are not going directly to veterans. They're going to Trump's foundation. And then after expenses, after salaries, after whatever, maybe some of it is going to vets.
Well, yes, but is that still better than what? Maybe that's the way it has to be done. I don't know. Do we know the exact details of that? Perhaps because of some weird regulation or law, maybe this is the way it has to be done if he's running a campaign.
Absolutely fair question, Lewis, and I'm glad you brought it up. So let's look at what he has done in the past, claiming that he is a big supporter of veterans. A 2015 analysis by Forbes figured out that barely 1% of Donald J. Trump Foundation's $5.5 million of donations went to organizations that support military veterans. So yes, Lewis looking for the silver lining. It is remotely possible that monies donated under the guise of these support the vets things are getting to veterans, minus operating fees and all that stuff. But the money is going to Donald Trump's personal foundation, which has no history of significant support of veterans. And then conceivably, we are to believe it is all going to veterans. But the idea that it is going directly to veterans is absolutely bogus. But the reality is that there's a more important thing than this. The reality is that Trump is using the veterans thing to pander to potential voters. The legality of it, whether it's going directly or indirectly to veterans or whatever, there's every indication from Trump's past donation activity that this is not really that important to him. And he's using it to pander to voters, and that's really the despicable part of it.
Well, when you're running in as a Republican, Dave, you have to kiss the ass of veterans.
Pandering is almost
it's a requisite.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. And the funny thing is that I would say, if you look at voting records anyway, most Republicans in Congress don't really seem to support veteran benefits or veteran care.
They support the troops by giving them wars to fight.
They just say, I support the troops. I guess that's just support of the troops, right? Self-professed, I support the troops.
Well,
so
you can also put
you
can put a ribbon magnet on your car. That's one thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can
that was
wear,
probably made in China.
Right. Yeah. And an American flag pin on your suit, I guess, which now everybody does. The Democrats now, everybody has to do it now, because now if you don't have it, it's somehow seen as like a demerit in some way. It's crazy what's going on. The pandering is crazy. Talk to me about this on our Facebook page, facebook.com/David Pakman Show. After the break, we will talk about this new trend of the religious right using exemptions and exceptions and opt-outs to circumvent the law.